Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. Today, we're going to talk about Joe Biden's border policy and why, in my opinion, I believe Joe Biden and/or Joe Biden's family are being paid off by the drug cartel to leave the border open. Absolutely. I'm going to be the first to say it, and I'm saying it. So, as I always do, let's go connect some dots and see what some dots got to say. While I'm doing that, why don't y'all like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below, ask me a question, whatever you want to do. Let's see. Share sound, optimize my, have the right, oops, sorry, I'm over here. All right, Biden's border policy. On his first day in office, President Biden sent a bill to Congress to, quote, restore humanity and American values to our immigration system, close quote. Nearly 3 years later, he is considering sweeping restrictions on migration in exchange for aid to Ukraine and Israel, and we already know what that looks like. So here we go again with Joe Biden trying to use leverage to get what he wants. And it's always about money with Joe Biden. All right. So now we're going to watch a little something. Play this video for you. Oh.
To meet a man who pays a price for this. He's a rancher, feels the effects firsthand of the border threat there. His name is Jim Chilton, fifth generation Arizona rancher. And sir, good morning to you. I know you left your ranch in Arizona to join us from our studio in Los Angeles. And that's what explains the beautiful background you have there. But you have an extraordinary piece of scenery on our southern border. And you have a theory about how the cartels operate. You think this is all just a diversionary tactic to take Border Patrol away from one area so that the cartel can move people and drugs in different areas. Explain that.
Certainly, that's what we're seeing on our ranch. Our border is 5.5 miles, but it's even more critical and dangerous than that. It is a possible terrorist operation. People coming through our ranch are in camouflage and carpet shoes, and they're coming through not to be seen. There are gotaways. How many are terrorists? The Border Patrol tells us that about 20% are packing drugs to poison our people. And yes, the operations in Lukeville and other places in Texas where they're massing people through the border result in a diversion, a decoy. How many people are coming through in these huge gaps that are not secured? I haven't seen a Border Patrol person on my ranch for the last 3 months.
Wow.
The border's open.
Wow, 3 months. And you're there every day. And you talk about the threat to our country. This is what the terror watch list has produced in fiscal year 2024. 13, all right, but we're just getting underway as of October 1. 249 a year ago, 165 a year before that, 118 before that, for a total of 545. Your governor says this: yet again, the federal government refuses to do its job to secure our border and keep our communities safe, but we can't stand alone. Arizona needs resources and manpower to reopen the Lukeville crossing, manage the flow of migrants, and maintain a secure, orderly, and humane border. So they're controlling everybody, aren't they? They're controlling literally where everyone goes on both sides of the border, Jim.
The cartel controls the border, and they're essentially controlling the portions of the United States where these people are coming through. Bottom line, we need to secure the border. We need to build the wall, finish the wall. We need the electronics put in the trenches next to the wall, and we should have our National Guard and our military, in my opinion, at the wall. Secure the wall. People should come into the United States through legally. Ellis Island used to be the spot where people came through, and everything was legal. We need to follow the law.
Understand your point, Jim. Yep, and you're living it firsthand. I've seen some of those cameras down there around Yuma. They've never been turned on. Imagine that. Jim, we'll see in an election year whether or not you get your wish for the protection you need on your farm, on your ranch, and for our country. Thanks for coming on today. I'm Steve Ducey.
There you go. And that was, that just came out in the last hour. All right. You understand what's going on now. Look over here while we go over here and take care of our business over here. Okay? This is our country has been taken over by domestic terrorists, and they're in the White House, folks. They're in Congress. They're sitting in the federal courts. Absolutely. These people are domestic terrorists. Anybody who supports this open border policy is a domestic terrorist. They are warring on the United States of America and we the people. Absolutely. So let me continue on with my little diatribe here. Firefox. Reduce that. Whoops. Okay. So let me show you guys right here. This is from the U.S. Department of Justice. No, guys, I don't bring you bullshit. All right. Grand jury returns indictment charging Robert Hunter Biden with 3 felony tax offenses, 6 misdemeanor tax offenses. Okay, these are tax offenses. These aren't even the criminal acts. When you read this, there's even more criminal acts in here. Okay, you're actually looking at a racketeering, influence, corrupt organization. This is what you're looking at, okay? Because anybody who nobody withdraws over $1 million out of an ATM. Nobody. Okay? Spent millions of dollars on extravagant lifestyle. And here's his little tax year filings. These are the charges, all the counts. If convicted, he faces a maximum penalty of 17 years in prison. Actual sentences for federal crimes are typically less than the maximum penalties. Federal district court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. That would be convictions in other jurisdictions, whether state or federal level. Pacer. Go look it up. I have a Pacer account, but hey, you can click right here and you can get the indictment. And here we go. As you see, it was filed December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. Make this stuff up. All right. Basically, Hunter Biden, a Georgetown and Yale educated lawyer, lobbyist, consultant, and business person, and beginning in April 2018, a resident of Los Angeles, California. All right. Well, what it doesn't say in here is addict. or crackhead or whoremonger or human trafficker, right? So we know he's all those things. At times relevant to this indictment, defendant served on the board of a Ukrainian industrial conglomerate and a Chinese private equity firm. Why are we in a war with Ukraine? Okay. I mean, you just connect the dots. Okay. Nobody cared about Ukraine. Only thing anybody gave a crap about Ukraine was those beautiful women that came from Ukraine. Well, apparently they sold all those off. Let's see. In a 4-year scheme not to pay at least 1.4 million in self-assessed federal taxes. Self-assessed federal taxes he owed for tax year 2016 through 2019. And it just goes on and on and on and on about his this is, I think, 50 something pages, 56 pages. All right. Between 2016 and October 15th, 2020, the defendant individually received more than 7 million in total gross income. This included in excess of 1.5 million in 2016, 2.3 million in 2017, 2.1 million in 2018, 1 million in 2019, and approximately 188,000 from January through October 15th, 2020. In addition, from January through October 15th, 2020, the defendant received approximately 1.2 million in financial support to fund his extravagant lifestyle. This is the Department of Justice saying this. Okay. This dude is a flat out knucklehead, crackhead. Hey, look, I've been a crackhead. I've been around some rich crackheads. I've been around some dirt poor crackheads, and I've been around crackheads that will do anything for crack. Anything for crack. Okay. So I totally understand that lifestyle. Been there, done it. Lived in penthouses, lived in crack houses. All right. So nothing new to me. Nothing new here for me, but I have partied with people like this who have an unlimited supply of money. One guy I partied with, he would not go to sleep. You know, it didn't matter how many days he had been up, 2, 3, 4 days. He never made it past 4, like me. And he would not go to sleep unless he had more cocaine. So when he woke up, he could like reach right over and get high again and start the cycle over. You guys know I'm not kidding. So I know what crackheads are capable of. I know what crackheads with unlimited supplies of money are capable of. I understand about all the sex. I get all that. Been there, done it. Got the t-shirt, stripper stole it. No big deal. Yeah, that's what's going on there. So when you're involved in that kind of lifestyle, you're spending that kind of money, man, and that money's rolling in, you don't want it to stop. You don't want the party train to stop. Party train to stop for Hunter Biden. He got caught literally with his pants down. This just breaks it all down more and more and more and more and more. So what I am alleging is that why wouldn't the Sinaloa cartel be paying them off to open the border? Or somebody in the Biden administration or the shadow Biden administration, which can easily be traced back because we already know the connection, because Joe Biden was Obama's vice president. Who was the Secretary of State? Hillary Clinton. Who's Hillary Clinton's husband? Bill Clinton. Yeah. Well, who was governor of Arkansas? Bill Clinton. Who's first lady of Arkansas? Hillary Clinton. Who had a CIA air base in Mena, Arkansas? Barry Seal. Who was the #1 pilot for the Iran-Contra affair? Barry Seal. Who took the fall for the Iran-Contra affair? Oliver North. Who ran the Iran-Contra affair? George H.W. Bush. Wow. See how all the dots start to connect? Who's the director of the CIA? George H.W. Bush. He was a vice president, president, and his son. Because we all know they're all buddy, buddy, buddy behind the scenes. They don't care whether they're Republicans, Democrats. They're in the president's club. That's the dots getting connected for you guys. There you go. No haven for the criminal Bush family. I'm not writing this. This is from the week. This is from 2015. Paraguay. Is the George W. Bush preparing to flee his country? Bush's father, President Bush, recently bought an enormous estate in Paraguay between 100,000 to 175,000 acres. Well, he's been dead for a minute now. So obviously it wasn't his retirement plan to head off to Paraguay. Oh, here. First daughter, Jenna Bush, was spotted in the country on a secret trip, perhaps to try to convince the Paraguayans to reconsider. And what was she doing down there? Keep telling you. Okay. Who created the CIA? Senator Prescott Bush. Oh, HW's daddy. That's who did it from the OSS, Office of Strategic Services. Start connecting some dots, folks. So, what's going on down in Paraguay? Right? Oh, go. Why did George Bush buy nearly 300,000 acres in Paraguay? Well, back in 2005, 2006, maybe he thought he was invested in the greatest retirement destination. So, doggy dog. Um, this just goes on and on and on and on and on. But apparently, they think it's for the water, for the aquifer. Right? And if you can't quite picture it, imagine 8,900 miles of water. Picture a pool nearly 3 times the size of California. That should give you a decent idea. So that's a lot of water. And when you hear me talk about water, that's why water is very important. All right. And Paraguay. Paraguay reaches record drug seizures. Let's see. In July 2023, SYNAD agents dismantled 11 drug camps and destroyed 4,500 kilograms of marijuana. Okay, that's just weed. 30 tons of marijuana, 14 tons of cocaine. All right. So the reason I even bring this up, because I want to show you guys. Okay. Let's go back over here. Ah, where? Yeah, here we go. All right, this comes from James Comer, published the 13th, and of course they have even more evidence now. But Oversight Committee has uncovered mounting evidence tying Joe Biden to family business schemes. Washington. Let's see. What I want to bring up. All right. Read more. The Biden family has set up over 20 shell companies and made concerted efforts to hide payments from foreign adversaries. Tax IRS whistleblowers came out, and all this 170 major bank violations. Okay. The Bidens received over $20 million. All right. $20 million, which is nothing. Okay. You compare that to right here, 14 tons of cocaine. Okay. And that's, yeah, between 2018 and 2023, 30,000 tons of marijuana, 14 tons of cocaine. But the issue is these seizures happen every day all over the world. So the cartels constantly losing money. So if they're constantly losing that much money, how much money are they really making? $20 million to the frickin' Sinaloa drug cartel is like nothing. Nothing. That's probably not even a day's profits. Absolutely. You think they can't cough up that money, get that border open? If Joe Biden will allow to be corrupted, to allow his stupid ass son to go on this crazy, extravagant cocaine binge for several years and just go buck wild crazy. I think he has the greatest son in the world. Hey, look, we all got our faults, but yeah. So you hear it here first. I'm making the claim that Biden's been corrupted by the Mexican drug cartels or the Colombian drug cartels or the South American drug cartels or the international drug cartels. Okay. They can be corrupted by the Chinese, the Ukrainians, the Russians, Chinese. There ain't no telling who's got their hand in what kind of pies with the Bidens. But I can tell you what, our borders are wide fucking open thanks to Joe Biden. He is the buck. The buck stops there. Calling a spade a spade. You're a traitor, Joe Biden. You sold out the United States of America and we the people. You suck. Peace in the Middle East. I got all kinds of specials happening behind me. As you can tell, I got a little attitude about this because, look, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, smacks like a duck, flies like a duck. It's probably a freaking duck. So, like I said, let's call a spade a spade. Hope you got the message. Happy holidays to all. Peace in the Middle East, and hopefully we'll be RVing for the new year.